RAYNET, seeking RAYNET. This is Golf 4, November Romeo Charlie, running flag by Greg, Golf 0 Delta from Bravo, serving as net control for the RAYNET-UK weekly activity. This net meets each Sunday afternoon, 100 hours local time, and is open for all amateur radio operators interested in emergency communications. The primary purpose of the net is to provide the opportunity for members to test equipment, change traffic, news, opinions, and information, with additional information available on the RAYNET-UK website at www.raynet-uk.net. This is a directed net, which means all calls are to the net control station unless you are instructed otherwise, and all RAYNET-UK operators are invited and encouraged to check into the net. When you do check in, please announce your call sign slowly and phonetically, followed by your name, and if you wish to leave the net immediately after checking in, then please call in and out. Otherwise, if you want to leave some concerns, then please make it clear you want to check out at that time. After I've heard a few check-ins, I'll repeat what I've heard. If you're not acknowledged, then please try again, and we'll leave space for any strays, that's people who've missed their turn to call in at the end of the UK and international sections. So I'll begin taking check-ins to the RAYNET-UK weekly activity net as usual in call sign and number order. So any stations with an 8 in their call wishing to check in, please call now. This is G4 NRC.
Golf 8 Echo Echo Yankee, G8 EEY, name is Mike.
G4 NRC, good afternoon Mike, Golf 8 and Echo Yankee, any other 8s please, G4 NRC over.
Golf India Yankee Yankee Mike. GI William, check in, check out, great please.
Good afternoon, Ian, Golf India 8 Yankee Mike, is and out. After this, could 7, stations figure 7 in their call to them, please, G4 NRC over. G78, Golf 7 November, Echo Hotel, Golf Greg.
Mike 7 Alpha Victor Oscar. Good afternoon, Greg.
G4 NRC, good afternoon, Graham. Golf 7 November Echo Hotel, and I Mix 7 Alpha Victor Oscar. Any of the 7s, please, G4 NRC. G4 NRC, good, so that's 6s, stations figure 6 in their call sign, please go ahead, G4 NRC.
Good afternoon, Golf 6 Papa Delta Echo. Chris, please.
G4 NRC, good afternoon, Chris. Golf 6 Papa Delta Echo. Any of the 6s, please, G4 NRC, over. G4 NRC, no more 6s. How about 5? Stations figure 5 in the call sign, please, G4 NRC, over. For NRC, we heard to accelerate to 4s. Stations figure 4 in the call sign, please, G4 NRC, over.
G4 KIL, South Sussex.
For Romeo Echo Victor, name Jonathan Sengoldville. Alpha Kilo Uniform Juliet, every morning. For an RC, okay, so I've got Philip, Golf 4 Kilo in Union, John, Golf 4 Romeo Echo Victor, and Trevor, Golf 4 Kilo Uniform Juliet. Any of the fours, please, G for an RC, over. For an RC, nothing hurts, and that's a 3, stations figure 3 in there, call sign please, G for an RC, over. Golf 3 Zulu Hotel X-ray, Ian, in the out, thank you. G for an RC, good afternoon Ian, Golf 3 Zulu Hotel X-ray, and could you in and out, any other 3s please, G for an RC, over. G for an RC, nothing hurts, let's have 2s, stations figure 2 in that call sign, could you immediate 2s, please call now, G for an RC, over. To Echo 0 Lima November X-ray, in and out. To Echo 0 Charlie Mike Sierra, calling from Midway. For an RC, good afternoon Neil, to Echo 0 Lima November X-ray, who's in and out, and Colin to Echo 0 Charlie Mike Sierra staying with me. Any other 2s please, G for an RC, over. G for an RC, nothing good, let's have 1, stations figure 1 in that call sign, please call now, G for an RC, over. G for an RC, second call, any stations figure 1 in that call sign, please call now, over. For an RC, nothing hurts, so let's unleash the zeros as usual. Split first Mike 0 stations of any regional secondary identifier if you choose to use one. G for an RC, over. 0, there's I. And my 0, Golf Uniform Yankee. Good afternoon, Greg. This is Guy. Zero Whiskey X-ray Golf, Shirley Informal, in and out. Mike 0 India Tango Mike Andy Shirley 7 in and out. Thank you. G for an RC, let's see, we've got Alan Mike 0 Julius Sierra Alpha, Guy Mike 0 Golf Uniform Yankee, both staying with me, and then good afternoon Shirley Mike 0 Whiskey X-ray Golf, and Andy Mike 0 India Tango Mike in and out. Any other Mike 0 stations, Mike 0 stations please, over. Mike 0 Mike Foxtrot Sierra, Drew. G for an RC, right, has a double on both sides there, so Drew Mike 0 Mike Foxtrot Sierra is recognised. Mike India 0 Mike Sierra Oscar, you want to go again, you didn't make it on the bridge from Brandmeister, over.
Green Greg, Mike and the 0, Mike, Sierra Oscar, Philip Morgan, and
in the 0, Mike Sierra Oscar, good about time for it. Wasn't sure if you were in or out or not, maybe my logger will confirm, depending what site you're listening on. Yeah, the last syllable of the transmission just got a bit truncated. Right, let's go for Golf Zero stations, having regional secondary identifier, please. 34NRC, over.
Golf Whiskey 0, Juliet Lima X-Ray. Good afternoon, Greg. Name is Andy, RAYNET Pembrokeshire. No traffic today, so out, please, over.
Say good afternoon, Andy. Golf Whiskey 0, Juliet Lima X-Ray, copied in and out. Okay, I'll short course as usual. Any UK stations who've missed that to call in, please call now, 24NRC.
Golf 8 Kilo Lima Charlie. Sorry, Greg, Virginia Cats.
38 KLC, G4RC, no problem, Phil, good to hear you. Right, let's go for any of our international colleagues. Do you have any international stations on air today, usually Newfoundland, Norway, RAYNET Ireland, etc.? Please call now, G4RC, over. G4RC, okay, last shout for anybody nationally or internationally wishes to check in, please call now, G4RC, over.
What, Zero Victor Delta Tango calling you?
0 Victor Delta Tango. Good afternoon, David. You meet number 20 on the second list today, so thanks for calling in. Okay, today's set is being live streamed by AMG7 and the HD YouTube today. Past live streams and recordings available by searching G7 NEH, that's Golf 7 of November Echo Hotel on YouTube. June last year seemed so far away, but the process started then to change our license terms and conditions, and it finally came to fruition last Wednesday, when all amateur radio licenses were varied by a general notice published on the Ofcom website. Individual notifications to what Ofcom believes are 100,000 licensees will be sent out, but will take until this autumn to complete, and the rule change is effective now. I haven't gone through how well we achieved our objectives as RAYNET in the consultation and representation phases, but I think we probably got over 90% of what we wanted. Dealing with the last few percent, that was going to be hard. Since the publication of the new terms on Wednesday, all existing talk-through permits were effectively killed off by the new conditions, so I feel it was important to get 49 groups issued with 135 call signs, allowing continued use of temporary repeaters. Let's stop calling them talk-throughs now, and getting those back as an additional operating condition in many areas, just in time, I hope, for those who have live events this weekend. The next and greater challenge is the 18 groups who are looking for temporary repeaters rated higher than 25 watt CRP. They will now have to go through the same formal process as any other repeater, even if they are temporary, including those units in 70 centimetres, even vetting by the Ministry of Defence, who are the primary user in that band. I have a call sign range available, but no clarity yet as to whether it will be a call sign per group, per the number of simultaneous units, or in the worst case, per location. And note that for this category, a location within 2 kilometres is what's going to be needed. Aside from this, a number of questions have already been asked on the 5 to 25 watt permits, so an FAQ is being put together as well as trying to update the website, so please be patient. A NET controller is needed for next week's NET, as Graham and I will be at our Northwest Zone meeting and may not be back in time for the NET. So the YouTube stream might get reconstructed, and certainly I do need any volunteers for NET control. So if you can call that now, it would be much appreciated. So let's work our way down the list, starting with Mike. Golf 8, Echo Echo Yankee. This is G4 NRC.
G4 NRC from GAEY. Ah, yes, right, okay. Yeah, it's sort of like the winter here, 6.4 centigrade, 998 millibars, 86% relative humidity, 81% cloud cover, and 13 miles per hour, 99 degrees wind. Went down below zero last night, so quite frosty. And the snow forecast for Friday evening, but so far none of the snow warnings have appeared in real life. Noted the 2 kilometre area for the greater than 25 watts. Yeah, that's the sort of thing I needed to know before pursuing or going any further with that. Yeah, I'll be looking at trying to arrange some 25 watt stations more. Temporary repeaters, okay, we'll stop calling them talk throughs. Perhaps we'll call them TRs instead. From GAEY.
Frank Golf 8 Papa Yankee bedside solution. And this is G4NRC. Yes, as we develop what's needed for the plus 25 units, 2 kilometre location accuracy is what I got told. So, sorry if I have time, and this is a busy week. We've got a con meeting on Monday. I've got my group AGM and starter renewals on Tuesday. There's a meeting next weekend. I will be emailing everybody that's asked for greater than 75 watts with where we're at the moment, because people are having sort of a panic with all the massive number of requests that have gone in for the 5 to 25 watt category. So it's we've got an inevitable surge. I just hope we actually see some use out of these. We'll see what happens. Sideline Mike, you report cloud cover in percentage, whereas I thought it used to be reported as octars. One for you to think of for next time round. Right, Graham, how's YouTube doing? G7 and the H, G4 and LC. G4 and LC, G7 and the H. Good afternoon, Greg, and good afternoon to all on the net. Last week's YouTube viewing figures were 48 views and 8 likes, about the same as the week before actually. And just looking in the chat box this afternoon, apologies if people are getting slightly distorted audio. I don't know why that is, because nothing has changed since last week, but we'll look into that one. And Phil G4HUF is listening but not in a position to actually transmit and check into the net. So with that, nothing else to report. I've not been doing a lot this week, even though I've had a week off. I haven't done much radio, but there we go. So back to you, the full NRC, G78. Time to charm and see if we can get the bridge. G4 and RC returning G7 and the H this time on Brandmeister as well as the RAYNET-UK server. Okay, Graham, noted Phil G4HF is listening only. Since it's Sunday dinner time, it's always rude to speak with your mouth full, so that's good. And I have a similar situation to you while I have time off this week, mostly in processing call sign requirements, and I reckon I'll get to you my license terms somewhere in mid-April at this rate. We'll ping you to say the keyword Lloyds and probably leave it at that and see what you come back with on the next round. Dave, now to you. Mike said Navalent to Oscar, G4 and RC, over. Easy for NRC. I'm Phil Alpha Victor Oscar. Yeah, good afternoon, Greg. Good afternoon, all. Thanks for taking a minute. I'm going to talk you with here. Just purchased a new speaker line for the Anytone, so the sound coming out of it is very, very good. You can give me an audio report whether it makes a lot of difference. That arrived this week. All set up for Tuesday. I'll be there nice and handy, and we'll let people in as they arrive for the ATM. Back to you, Greg. Mike 7 Alpha Victor Oscar. Mike 7 Alpha Victor Oscar, G4 NRC returning. Trying to talk about at the same time. Okay, Dave, your transmit quality through the speaker mic sounds just like before. Nice. Also, no problems with that. For Tuesday in our ATM, must try and get around to sending a text message out to everybody. Could you have a handheld handy and listen for 725 and we'll use that in lieu of a doorbell? Just as a thought and some additional competence measure that people are in the right place. Right next to Chris, 6 Delta Echo, G4 and RC, over. Good afternoon, everyone, from D6BDE in Ipswich. Spent the last couple of days playing around with more APRS modems and each speakers and so on. Now using 3 different approaches. Firewall, soft voice type, soft card type modem on an Orange Pi. ESP32, which I mentioned before, and also now STM32 build from a Polish guy. All work in various ways, all of them do exactly what I want, so it's still a question of playing. And also with the new license signatures in mind, and considering running a unattended digit meter, putting together a remote control relay switch so I can isolate the power to the radio should worse things happen. Nothing more from me, Greg. This is G6BDE. 6 Delta Echo, G4 and RC. Okay. Yes, that's probably where I want to focus first as well. One of the other things, once I saw voice repeaters, there is a glimmer of those who want to run temporary these events. Emphasis still is on temporary. There might be a call sign range for us as well. This needs to be a bit more talking because unless you're in some parts of the south of the country where AP or SPT is RAYNET, in other areas we probably just want to pop things up if we need them, so we'll see how it goes. However, keep experimenting and one day I'll get to catch up. Philip, you, 4 Kilo India Lima, G4 and RC, over.
G4 and good evening, Greg and everyone else. A great deal upset today, I think, likely to wait for a month or two, unfortunately. And when I do the, probably come through, so I'm Michael, I think it's on Sunday, and probably be through one of the Club Flex radios. I gather they've added a vertical receiving antenna, which is supposed to be less noise. I'm interested to see whether that's, I can't one of them, whether that's any difference. Did try promoting VisNet via its YouTube monitoring on the, when we had a discussion on the South Australia call round last Monday night, so Gruesome said he'd be happy to be listening on that one, and I'd encourage everyone who's listening that way perhaps to put in a hello in the chat, and then maybe that can be relayed back to it. I will leave him free from the point, sorry I was around, but don't call back in around because I may have decided to something else I've got to do. So thanks for the next, and hopefully speak to you all next week. G4 Power.
G4KIL, G4 and RC. Okay. Yeah, you remind me that I listened to a podcast for a Western Australia broadcast, we'll call it a net broadcast, which goes out on their repeaters and they for callbacks after the net to group has been listened to, but also they have a web form for people just to say, yes, we heard it, just so they get a good idea of how many people are online and available. So, yeah, it's something to think about. Yes, if anybody does want to pop a hello in, I'm sure Graham will rapidly count up some hellos and we can feed it back in future weeks. Right, let's go with, hey, greetings to John, just joined us. Golf 4, Romeo Echo Victor, G4, and I'll see you.
Yeah, good afternoon, Greg, and everyone on the net. Well, I've been spending the week building a WPSC hotspot. I eventually got it stable and working. So it makes a change to be listening here rather than listening on Brandmeister. So quite a change that. Just a note on talk-throughs. I'm very interested on where we decide. Talk-throughs, never mind. On the high power, given that we operate throughout the whole of West Midlands, which is a lot more than 2 kilometres, so it's going to be interesting to see what happens with having to move locations for different events. Anyway, with that, I'll be out on this one, but this one once round on the net. G4RV.
Oh, Romeo Echo Victor, G4, NRC returning. Okay, right, well, yes, you are happily connecting through the RAYNET-UK system. Noted you're out on this one. And with regards to the 2 kilometre geographical restrictions, most now. Yes, it will be down to the MOD and wanting to know what and what clashes may have with their usage. And it does feel like some more planning will be required. If we have to give a call sign for every location being done, with the week's notice, and I say week, if it is multiple weeks' notice, we get clearance from MOD, it will make life interesting. But recall and remember that when we've looked at talk-through usage, very few groups were actually at 35 watts plus. It felt like the majority were trending lower in power, which is where most people have gone in the professional world as well. The shift to ERP is confusing some people, and that is something I think we're still going to have to double in the FAQs. But we don't mean power out of the back of the radio, we do mean power less direct loss plus antenna bin. See what works out. We'll wait for the FAQs to go out, which if we don't do it any other way, will go out alongside next Friday's news. But we're hoping to get something out earlier than that, so those have specially asked questions, just so they can see whether I'm on the right track. Okay, good to hear you, and then hear you next week. Trevor, I see you dropped on and offline a bit there. G4KUJ, G4 NRC, hello?
G4NRC, G4KUJ. I'm using the hotspot with a newly replaced card. So can you just let me know if it's okay before I go ahead? If not, I'll go over via Brandmeister.
G4KUJ, now you still loud and clear.
G4NRC in the group, G4KUJ. Right, thanks very much for that, Greg. Let's stay that way. Few things. Right, I'll come in through Brandmeister. I think because something obviously happened there. Yeah, QO100 still off. The yard stuff, my GLI nodes are working fine on 24/7 and all the panels are there very reliably. Did repair the hotspot on a new card, and I thought I got things set up nicely from the rest I've done, but something to look into here. Looking at the data and the records, and I realised I've been on this mode for 3.5 years now, nearly. And I just wanted to make a comment about reliability, acknowledging that we've got some single point of failure potential. The uptime has been, I think, exceptional. We've had a few outages. I think most of them guys dealt with very promptly within a few hours. I think the longest one I can remember was about 24 hours. I was going to talk about the statistics of users and so on, but I'll leave that to guys, that's his domain. And lastly, thanks to Craig for the enormous amount of work he's put in over the last few days. So back to you, Rick, from G4KUK.
G4KUK, G4NLC returning. Yeah, I looked at it slightly differently. There's still in the statistics mind. We've got 86 connected hotspots to the RAYNET-UK system today, and 15 repeaters. That's an increase of at least 10, if not 15, I think, hotspots over the last few weeks. So we're on another little growth spurt for users. And the practices and procedures are certainly working better, I think, as well. Noting a comment on social media where somebody was complaining that they couldn't, on their hotspot, escape a certain net because nobody had any gaps. We are all actually doing quite well here on leaving 3 or 4 seconds, so anybody that does want to leave can tell their hotspot to be somewhere else, which is good, and it's the kind of thing we can do using the network system. Yes, it's a single point of failure, but it gets us in all the right places for practices, procedures, talk groups, etc. If we have to do this simplex and keep some consistent working. So thank you all. Right, Colin, Echo Zero, Charlie Mike Sierra, what comments from you? G4NLC here.
Yeah, from 20 CMS. Not too much to add this week. Had an interesting experience on Thursday evening. We had a power cut, and because the weather had been so poor during the day, it had been really overcast and heavy rain most of the day, there was no activity on the solar panels, and we didn't charge out the battery. So when the power went down, we went off at the same time, whereas usually we'd stay on for quite a bit longer. It was interesting to know that the cell power, which is the one of my mobile phone runs off on O2, also went down exactly the same time, so that's obviously not battery backed up, or the batteries are completely shot to bits, so that's always worth noting. But I managed to dig out one of my 1.5 kilowatt power, or what they call solar generators, and get some of my electrical gear back online, the VoIP phone and all the rest of it, working off another hotspot that was running on Vodafone, which was still working. The only other comment I was going to make was to do with the temporary repeaters, and I expect it'll probably be on your FAQs when they come out. I'm hoping that there'll be a facility through the RAYNET website to update the temporary repeater usage through that. G4NLC 2E0 Pheonix.
Echo Zero, Charlie Mike Sierra, G4NLC. Okay, taking it in sequence, there was a report on the HFnet on the errors on it since I was doing stuff of somewhere else, having a power cut and losing cell towers, etc. All get. But when you say no or flat battery backup, I think it was posted, at least somewhere on social media, that most of the battery backups went in when the cell towers were built. And the batteries are probably well past their shelf life by now. So, yes, it ticks the boxes, it has battery backup, but it's so old, it's pretty much just a big and not very big capacitor. Solar generators, I'm not sure whether people are getting complaints, but I'm interested that a major supplier, he says, not much in sacrifice, sent me an email with refurbished units and also some new ones with quite a large markdown on them, as if people are recognising that there might not be the same domestic demand for power as they think. We've gone through 2 winters now without anything going dark. So give it another couple of weeks and some cheap stuff to snap up. Website requests gone in to modify the website today so it will be more consistent in its terminology and reporting. Haven't as yet got away in my head of doing a way of requesting call signs yet. Because I don't need that process to be too automatic, because we do have to get stuff pushed onto the RSGP database file. Right, my transmitter seems to drop something in again, so hopefully enough of that was covered. We'll find out if Harlan if anything drops. Mike 0, Julius, Sierra Alpha, G4 and I'll
Yeah, good afternoon, Greg. Good afternoon, everybody. Yes, that transmission all came through. We do seem to get a lot more losses now. I don't know why. The net was really good for a while, but it's definitely getting more interference like that. Bits and pieces really. Polestar has been updating its software, presumably because of WPSD. It's now 4.2.1, which is quite good. It's nicked some ideas from the other one. So if you want to stick with the other Polestar, you can, but 4.2.1, but it needs to be really a fresh install, because they've changed the operating system from Buster to Bullseye, which is got to be a good thing. I've voted today with 4C. I'll be stuff at Ray, quite a few of the crowd had 4C vote today on a 10 and 20 mile run. Not personally, of course. We did actually dust off the APRS, set up a couple of Dizzy Peters with a tracker in a sweep vehicle. That worked reasonably well. All the way on APRS FIs. If you have a look on there for G1SAR and bits and pieces like that in mid-Suffolk, you should see where we were today. We're going to do more of that, not less. It still seems such a reliable mechanism for data to some extent, positioning obviously, but it seems to work better on proper radios, i.e. Kenwoods rather than cruise things and bad things and stuff. For some reason, don't know why. And obviously Chris is also, I think he's well up on the building trackers and stuff. So 50 metres is the answer. And finally with the question, we've had some changes in the group. We've seen other groups nationally done the same. We've still got people in our local DMR group on the server who are no longer members of our group. I don't know how long, I'm admin for each of it, but I don't know how to get rid of them. So if that's something I can do, or something I need to get you or guys to do. Thanks to you, Greg. G4ARC, M0JSA in the group.
Mike 0, Julius, Sierra Alpha, G4 and RC. Okay, APRS is an excellent system. It's much more positioning, since it's an unconnected network. It's not a rigid network. It will find its way through multiple paths to get a message through if you're lucky. One of the observations, even if it's on proper radios, was the modem's not the prettiest in the world anymore. So your voice range, I think somebody reckoned your APR was probably about half what you could reach on the voice with older hardware. I think software modems are better for dragging the signal out than the older ones were. With regard to group changes, I think the group administrator can do things, and membership, we're going to send through a list of ex-members to Guy to get them taken off the system, but I'm not sure if that's happening or not. So, look who's up next on the list. I do answer the question. Mike 0, Golf Uniform Yankee, over to you, Guy. 34ARC, over.
M0GUI, G4NRC. Hey, good afternoon, Greg. Good afternoon, all. Yeah, good. Didn't know there was a list, but that's fine. More than happy to go through and remove those members that need to be removed. Yeah, Alan, you as group controller, or anybody's group controller, can remove people from their group. You can't actually remove people from the system. That is something only Greg and I can do. But you can remove people from the group. For the right national or national, but you group, and then select the user, and then you can click on the box to say he's not going to in this group anymore, and he knows. Speaking of, we have Zero Golf Uniform Yankee. If you've not realised, you've dropped out of your own repeater, over. 24NRC and 0GY. You receive 0 Golf Uniform Yankee. Receiving you now. Repeat all after story, over. That's disappointing. Yeah, just a flurry of new members. We've now got 332 registered on the system. And I was just saying it might be something to do with a presentation that Crack AI did earlier this week over Zoom to a radio group. And with that, I will give it back because I don't know what else I said. Mike, 0 Golf Uniform Yankee, G4NRC. Yep, no problem. It was difficult because it is sometimes you keep an eye on your own dashboard and I'm not going out anymore. Right, thanks for that. And I was wondering how we get a flurry of new people on the system, and if it's yours and Kathy's fault, then that's fine. At least you know who to blame. 1, 2, 3, 4 left on the list. Drew, down to you. Mike 0, Mike Foxtrot Sierra, G4NRC, over. G4NRC M0MSS, or even ME0MSS. I'm trying that out to see if I like it or not. I spent a happy couple of hours reading through the new wording on the Ofcom site on Thursday evening, and yeah, I think from what I agree with what you said, we seem to have got most of an awful lot of what we asked for. There does seem to be still some ambiguities on gateways. It seems to be less clear to me now than it was when it was a gateway, but anyhow. And I saw the APRS stuff, so I thought, wow, I've got an APRS card which I haven't used for years, so I went into the check, and I powered it all up, and I put the call sign in it, and lo and behold, the ST2900, and I went right off with use to power up at all. So I'm going to have to look at a power and see what's wrong with that. So that brought me to my APRS. I did get my Asterisk server up and running. And just started to play with some phones on it, but then the APRS probably got in the way, and life starts to get very, very busy from, well, I catch a train tomorrow morning up to the smoke, and I'm out of life for the next 2 weeks, so it's going to be a little while before I do anything else. That being said, I will call it at this one. I really need to get my brain back, but I will listen to the end. Thanks for bringing that, Greg, and thanks for all the efforts you're putting into the talk through. The temporary repeater stuff. I shall look forward to the FAQs with bated breath from M0MSS.
G4NRC returning afternoon and time pit from JSA by the looks of it. Okay, so what's better to dig into? Ambiguities. Yes, I know there are, and some of them I choose not to chase up. Yes, if it looks ambiguous to me too, but in ambiguity there is also opportunity. I'll just leave it at that and smile. Gateways was particularly problematic to me, so I am talking to you today via my duplex hotspots, which transmits and receives on different frequencies and gates to the internet, which would have been forbidden under the original wording. So now this is absolutely unambiguous, and we can actually do some good stuff with software-defined radios, which are quite capable of receiving on many frequencies and transmitting simultaneously on many frequencies. So there is some possibly really good stuff we can do there to make a sexy control station with grid-like powers that can transmit and receive anywhere. But that's an even bigger project waiting for retirement. Note all the work demands, I'll give you our sympathies on that one. Right, Europe now, so let's see whether MI0 MSO is staying with or staying out. Mike India 0, Mike 0 Oscar, Philip G4NRC, over.
RC, MI0 MSO, no, was on a great MI over.
India 0, Mike 0 Oscar, G4NRC. Okay, apologies for that, because Trevor caught it and he got question marks in as well, so your radio must have blipped out on that one. JSA, I'm not sure where you pushed the talk is. You've blipped in a couple of times there, so time to check for where your PTT is as we move down to Phil. Or Fake, Lima Charlie, G4NRC, over.
Getting late. Well, I was doing some work and for actually forgot to turn it on. Never mind, old age comes to all of us. Right, I want to first off, thanks very much for what you've been doing and all the work you've got ahead of you on terrorism. But my cool times aside, thank you very much. It was heartening to see like we run both analog and digital modes. So as far as I'm concerned, that means if I can generate the RF, I'm allowed to repeat it. Which makes life easier for everything. Things like do I need a central PRS repeater? No, I don't. For when the event I can carry on using one pod and so on like this. So that's good news. Little worried the comment Trevor made, nothing a little clarification, nothing to do with RAYNET-UK. But Trevor, you was saying that Oscar 100 is down. What are you talking about? His own station being down, or satellite being down? Business are in the process of putting a Earth station down at the radio club. And I had to spend 2 or 3 days trying to find out why it doesn't work to find the Earth to go away. So I think apart from that, that's all me at the moment. G4NRC is the group, G8KRC.
Golf 8 Kilo Lima Charlie, G4NRC. And also, can I ask you made a major question there. Quebec Oscar 100 satellite is fine. Satellite is fine. Trevor's station is off for reasons as yet unidentified. It could be anything from water in a coax to an angry hedgehog. For whatever reason, it's Trevor's station that's not playing the game. Yes, analog and digital, I didn't want to write letters that were restrictive more than usual. It does set up a new problem, and it's a problem I mentioned back before COVID, when people first started mentioning DMR on the emergency/community channels. We do need to figure out how we avoid DMR interfering with analog, and it doesn't happen the other way around that much. the DMR versus analog would lead you to have some interference where one side was totally oblivious of what they were doing. So yes, it's available. The whole coordination thing is something that we need to work on. And at the moment, I'm just trying to make sure, having wrangled this concession out, I remember working very well with this at all until the representation phase. We do need to get grown-up users. Hence, we seem to ensure we've got demonstrable coordination between each other. So that was the plan, Phil. But I'm sure we'll get more on that the second round. Right, finally on this one, David, Mike 0, Victor Delta Tango, M0 VDT, G4 RCO.
G4 RCO, M0 VDT, yes, thanks, been good listening into everyone, first time on the RAYNET today. I've been DMR for a while, but not been overly using it, but we're now looking in between ourselves at Warsaw RAYNET and John before I was here at RAYNET. We're looking into getting use out more on my own personal pair of DMR. I'm actually got one of these DVM, the repeat boards on my desk at the minute, so I've got the ability, hopefully at some stage, to turn two XDMR micro radios into a fully functioning DMR repeater at some stage, hopefully, but that's a long-term goal at the minute. Back to yourself, zero easy.
Mike 0, Victor Delta Tango, G4 and RC returning. Okay, yes, well, I've got an MMDVM board that's capable of all sorts. But as Phil said, old age comes to us all, and you can't come soon enough in Israel and actually get some time to do this. Yeah, good luck on building the repeater. We've got a couple of people here who have built repeaters in the past, so there will be advice available here as necessary. Right, that's all we've got for the first round. We've had some people leave us, so let's go back for any further comments to the top of the list. And Mike Golf 8 Echo Echo Yankee G4 and RC over.
G4 and RC from G8 EY. Yes, thanks Greg for all the work you've been doing with all this fun and games. Yeah, okay, well I can tell you that I've been taking my cloud cover from WeatherQuest, which is a system designed for farmers and things like, or people like that, by Jim Bacon, originally from Met Office. So I can tell you that cloud cover is 6.48 octaves, if you really need to know. If in doubt, divide the percentage by 12.5. Yeah, most of the temporary repeaters we've used in the past, I don't think we've ever used more than 5 watts. Well, certainly always less than 25 watts on 77 side of things. Yeah, looking at 2 kilometre distance or accuracy, that means a 4 kilometre circle. I've just done a quick estimate and I come up with 650 locations for Norfolk, which would cover every inch of the ground. Yeah, I never like using DMR unless I can see at least the Brandmeister dashboard. I do go by watching what comes up. Otherwise you can end up talking to yourself for a long time because you don't realise you've been doubled with. But thanks for taking the net, Greg. Probably see you next week if you survive the interim. From G8EY.
Right, there's a bit of doubling there and working back down the list in sequence. Golf 8 Echo Echo Yankee. Yeah, and if you submit 650 requests, I guarantee you'll never see a call sign this side of Christmas. Because MOD just won't process that many. It's actually be fun to do this. Yeah, it's going to be challenging. Let's say the rest of the world has been moving to lower towers and more of them. It's harder and we've got fewer people in a lot of places. Hopefully, we should be using other bands as well, and it was good to see places like East Suffolk doing tests for the worst possible outcome. We haven't been able to get anything on 77s without pre-clearance of looking at 6 metres and 4 metres as well. So, yeah, that was all I had for that. Thanks, Mark. We'll actually see you tomorrow on the meeting. And a reminder again, as we work down the list, do need a standby controller for an alternative controller for the next week. Okay, Graham, how are we doing on questions in the chat box and any hellos? G7NH, G4NRC, over. G4NRC, G7NH. Right, okay, total we've had 20 views today on the date currently viewing, and 5 likes. No hellos in the chat box. We'll see what transpires in the comments. Well, as Craig says, just drop us a comment, even just a hello, that you were listening to the net today. All appreciated. And that's it really. I've just dug out the Lloyd's stuff. Maybe viewing later, Greg. G4NRC, G7NH. G7NH, G4NRC returning. Okay, yeah, give me a call. I'm gathering thank you for some renewal paperwork. It's the latter one I'm now procrastinating on. Just doing a mail merge. It's something I'm glad I have every 2 years. Okay, thanks for the YouTube stream. Next to me for a final and listen 43275, Dave. And the Mike 7 Alpha G4NRC. G4NRC, Mike 7 Alpha Victor. Yeah, no problem, 43275, I'll stick it at about 6:30 is 1850. Listen for the name. How good it'll be to steel frame building. We'll just see if it's a bit of a problem. We do use a couple of little heat handhelds that connect anywhere around the building, so I can't see it being a big problem. But no problem, Greg. I will see them, and if any problems, we'll speak to you before any messages, send them over. Mike 7, Alpha Victor Oscar. Mike 7 Alpha Victor Oscar, G4NRC returning. It's obviously intriguing seeing that our colleagues from Walsall are actually using their own call group in parallel with this one. So 2 concurrent scripts on the RAYNET server is always good to see. Same for 3net. Right, Chris Scott, Parallel Jacko, I want to say anything for myself. C6PDE, G4NRC, over. G4NRC from G6PDE. Yeah, a couple more APRS things. First of all, it was interesting. I was able to monitor Finsbury JSA and his friend in the north west of the county today on APRS, thanks to DigiBeat. So I couldn't hear them at all on television channels. So that was useful. And I took the opportunity to try out a new APRS client as well that were new to me. It's been around a few years now, called Pinpoint APRS. Very easy to set up. I didn't have to refer to the manual at all or the help files or anything like that. I just loaded it up and ran it and worked. Downside is that it only runs on Windows and needs, it needs 4 gigs of RAM, shown there, 4 gigs of RAM, recommend 8 gigs of RAM, which our frugal means is the high end, is the highest spec of my laptops. What I normally take out is if I'm going out on an Aero Next, so I only have 4 gigs of RAM, and I'll run Linux, which is the useless thing to run on Linux. So I had a quick look at
looked to me as though it might be difficult to get running under wine, so I decided not to risk trying that. That's all from me this week. Thanks very much for running the net. This is G6CD, passing back to G4 and RT.
G6BDE, G4 and RC. Okay, yes, you're quite right. I've got one of the so-called $100 laptops, which only has 4 gigabytes of RAM, and yes, it's a horrible Windows machine, but that's something I'm far more keen on sacrificing out in the wild than a full-blown laptop running Windows. I can't do that kind of stuff. We could also do with some better APRS clients infrastructure where people still talk about UI view, which is so old now, and as far as I know, still very unmaintained, following the sad demise of the other. So, yes, it would be nice if we could get a renaissance in some of the other stuff. We've seen it with X35 before the license changes, and hopefully that will take more roots now, and APRS is a very useful system for us. Okay, so talk to you soon, Chris. Next on the list, it's Trevor, G4KUJ, G4 LC, over.
G4 LC in the group, G4KUJ, using Brandmeister again, just to be sure. Quick comment to Phil, G8KLC, my QO100 receiver is working fine, the transmitter is working fine. The problem is that the dish got moved slightly when we had a couple of very, very strong winds early in January. They just twisted the dish slightly. I don't think it's twisted on the mast, I think it's actually twisted the fixing on the patio wall, which is one of the little 6-inch standoff devices, which just has a straight piece of steel, not an angled bit. As far as next week is concerned, as far as I know, I expect to be around, so I'm quite happy to do the logging for that. And on the Osmond front, I have actually ordered another Grandstream DP2000 phone on eBay this week, so I can do some playing between 2 IP phones. There's on offer at £13, which I thought was working down at that sort of price. And I think he's probably not listening any longer, but I've been running a MMDVM repeater box on WH here for some years now, and it works very reliably using a couple of USO transceivers through the 9600 port box port. Okay, nothing more. Cheers to everyone. Thanks for the net, Greg. G4 and RT, G4KUJ.
G4KUJ, G4 and RC returning. Yep, okay, Trevor, have a visualization of your dish as I say, now being an angry hedgehog height rather than being slightly far off the wall. But if it's managed to move the 6-inch standoffs, then yeah, there's something more of a problem to play with. Okay, thanks for that, thanks for logging, thanks for the offer of logging next week. Still looking for a net controller though. Colin, round for you to Echo Zero, Charlie Mike Sierra, G4 and RC.
From 2E0 CMS. Yeah, okay, I've got elsewhere this week, so just wanted to say thanks for running the net and for your efforts on the temporary repeater front, and 734, and hopefully go to next week. 2E0 CMS.
And I'll see you returning. Okay, thanks Collins. 7-3 to you. In fact, I'm slightly late time, we don't have basketball 0-2 tonight. Alan, Mike 0 Juliet Sierra Alpha, what finals from you from G4 and RC?
TM0 JSA. Sorry, it's a bit of a hiccup there. No, I'll let you go on. Thanks for running the net, and I look forward to talking to you again later in the week. Look out for emails. Got some things I want to run past about X stuff, but leave that with me. S73.
Mike 0 Juliet Sierra Alpha G4RC. Okay, Alan, I shall expect some emails. I have a feeling I'm going to get a spot as well. Okay, thanks for that. Next to Guy, Mike 0 Golf Uniform Yankee G4RC Sierra. Zero Golf Uniform Yankee, still with me, G4RC Sierra. G4RC, nothing heard from Guy, might have broken him or he's had a family call. So, the last two we've got was the second match deal, last one, given the other chat I'm seeing. Phil, go to you. Golf Yankee Lima Charlie, G4RC.
G4RC, KL2. I'll start again. I don't think I have anything else to add to the net. Thanks for no name really springs to mind. Spoke about that next week. So it would be wrong of me to volunteer and then have to drop out. So I'll try and make it, but I might not be. G4NRC, GALC.
G8KLC, G4NRC, yeah, no problem. I know after our zone meetings, Jerome and I have tried to run the net from the car remotely. We certainly can't hang around at the fire station in Lancashire where we do this until 5 o'clock to run things, but we've tried it twice and it's not been wonderfully successful, so we're just looking to get this passed on next time round. Okay, thanks Phil. Let's see if David's still with us. He has been tested in the other truck group. Mike 0 to Delta Tango. Any finals from you, David? G4RC over. G4RC, well, I guess not. I didn't see them chattering away on the wall-to-wall tour group. So it was just Guy that's still missing. 0 Golf Uniform Yankee, G4RC over. I'm going to guess Guy's been caught to do other things around the house. So we'll bring the next thanks everybody for participating today. Be careful, have a good week, and until next Sunday, until next Sunday afternoon at 16 hours local time, I'll close the RAYNET-UK week activity net and return talk groups 23531 on Pheonix and Brandmeister and RAYNET-UK talk group 5023531 to being an open net rather than a directed net. So this is Golf Call of Ada Radio Charlie now closing and reversing to my normal call sign of Golf 0 Golf 2 Uniform Bravo.